Hey everybody, welcome back to SNS Grills. My name is Mike from the Everyday Barbecue YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to do the Juicy Lucy. That's right, you've heard a lot about this burger. You've probably wanted to make it, but maybe you were a little intimidated. I'm going to show you an easy way to put this together. We're going to do this cook out on the slow and sear kettle, and it's coming up right now. All right, everybody, once again, welcome back. It's really good to see you. Thanks for all your support. We truly appreciate it. Couple quick notes: if you're not following us here yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down there so you don't miss out on any of the great recipes that all our content creators are putting out. And I'm going to have all the details for this recipe down in the description, so never fear, everything you need to know is going to be down there. Today's recipe is the Juicy Lucy burger, and this recipe was born in Minnesota in the 1950s. Of course, if you read up on the history, you're going to find lots of conflicting information. Legend has it a customer walked into a food establishment and requested that they put the cheese inside the burger instead of on top. They fulfilled his request, and when he bit into that cheeseburger and got hit with all that molten cheese, legend has it, he said, "Now that is a Juicy Lucy." And the rest is history. So now that you know a little bit about the history of this recipe, let me show you how to put it together. So to build this burger patty, we're starting with some fresh ground 80/20 beef. These are roughly 1/4 pound each, but always err on the side of being a little bit more. These are about 4.5 to 4.6 ounces each. Then I just have a couple slices of American cheese here that I've just torn into squares. So just place your first meatball down on a piece of parchment paper, cover that with more parchment paper, and then we are gently going to smash this down with a cast iron skillet. And there we go. We just want this to be roughly a 1/4 inch in thickness. Now for the next one. Once again, perfect. Now we're just going to place our cheese right here in the middle. Gently lay our other patty right on top. Now we're going to press down these edges to seal this up. Once you have those edges pressed down, just begin to form a patty here. We just gently want to work these edges inward. Sealing these edges is very important because you want to keep all of this cheese, or as much as possible of this cheese, in the burger throughout the cook. All right, this looks really, really good. Now we just need to hit this up with a little bit of salt and pepper. And that right there is ready to go. Simplicity is bliss with this recipe. We are going to be doing this cook out on the slow and sear kettle today. We're going to cook it indirect for just a little bit and hit it with a quick sear right before we serve. Our target temperature for today's cook is going to be 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. To set up the cooker for today's cook, I have the slow and sear in place. I do have the water reservoir in place, although we are not going to be cooking with water today. I have the drip and griddle in place to make cleanup very easy. We are going to monitor temperatures today with the SNS 500 remote thermometer, and of course I conveniently ran that through the Pro Port. Now to achieve today's desired temperatures, simply start with about a half a chimney's worth of unlit coals, light the other half of the chimney. Once those are lit and ready to go, pour those on top of the unlit coals and spread them out evenly. Now you can place the lid on the cooker and open the top and bottom vents fully. Once you get to within about 75 or 100 degrees of your target temperature, start choking back those vents until you get it dialed in right into our target range, 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Here's a quick look at what my final vent settings look like, but keep in mind there's a lot of environmental variables to this, so that's just a starting point for you. So now that our cooker's ready to go and our burger's ready to go, there's nothing left to do but to get this out on the indirect side of the slow and sear kettle. We're going to check in on it in just a little bit, and I'll see you then. So we have been going 30 minutes exactly, and this burger is right where I want it to be. Take a look at how beautiful this is. So you can see we've taken on some beautiful color here, and this thing is now ready for a sear. It's been exactly 30 minutes. This type of cook, you don't want to be probing with an Insta-Read thermometer because you don't want anything to leak out. But if you're doing the 1/4 pound patty on top, 1/4 pound on the bottom, to total 1/2 pound, and you cook at these temperatures, just know it's going to take you about 30 minutes to reach this point, which is when it is time to sear. So I'm going to give my burger bun a quick toast. We're going to give this a very quick sear on each side, and we're going to bun this up for the taste test. Okay, so this thing is ready to go now. I just gave this a quick sear on each side. I topped it with pickles because that is the most traditional way to serve this burger. You can get really crazy with it if you want and go with burger sauces and all kinds of toppings, but I kept this traditional and I kept it simple. So now let's cut this open and let's see how beautiful this is. And just look at how beautiful that is. All that molten cheese. All right, so I can't even wait to get inside to do this. We're gonna go ahead and give this a taste right here. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everybody. Cheers. One bite is never enough. That is amazing. All right, so that is absolutely glorious. That classic diner style burger flavor and that molten cheese inside and that pickle. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this. Simplicity is bliss when it comes to this recipe. This turned out beautiful, photogenic, and it just doesn't get any better than this. I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me today. Remember, till next time, 2 zones are better than 1, and I'll see you on the next video.